Hey class, it's Ashley and I'm back with another mentoring moment, and today we're talking earning more money at work by interrupting these bad habits. There are some real bad habits that you have that are preventing you from boosting your earning potential. And I am going to make you aware of them. I'm going to highlight them for you. I'm going to, give you, hey girl, this is a red flag, so that you can have a strategy to earn more money at work in the new year. If you're new to my platform, I'm Ashley. I'm the lead mentor with Mentor Me. I'm a career development coach, an expert that helps women make more money and have more impact in their career. Over the growth and development of my business, I've helped my mentees earn more than $1.5 million in salary increases, raises, and bonuses. And this year alone have served over 50 women in my premier mentorship program. I'm an expert at helping women make more money by using the skills, knowledge, talent, expertise, degrees, credentials, and certifications that they already have to increase their earning potential. And I'm going to talk about 3 specific strategies that you want to interrupt if it is a priority for you to earn more money in the new year. I specifically work with women and women-identified people and primarily serve women in corporate, nonprofit, and educational leadership, although I do serve women across many, many different industries. But typically women who work in corporate America, women who work in nonprofit spaces, or women who work in education or educational leadership are some of the women that I've helped secure $30,000, $40,000, $50,000, $80,000 salary increases over the course of my career. And I do this work really valued centered. So really thinking about, what do you value? What do you care about? What guides your decision making? And increasingly, people care about building wealth. They care about building a legacy. They care about earning the kind of money that's going to give them the financial freedom and flexibility to do more of the things that they care about. And if that sounds like you, this is going to be a really good framework for you making sure that you're maximizing your earning potential at work by avoiding these behaviors. And I think that sometimes when I talk about money, it can be kind of controversial, because a lot of what I share about building wealth at work and about making more money at work is counterintuitive to the sort of public approach to work, right? This approach of just put yourself out there, just put your head down and do the work, don't bother anyone, don't say anything, don't advocate for yourself, just put your head down and it'll all work out. That is not my approach to career development. That's not my approach to helping women make more money and have more impact. But I know that it is sometimes the common knowledge. So a lot of what I'm going to share might contradict something that you've maybe heard in the public space, but know that I'm an expert. I know what I'm talking about. And I know that if you interrupt these bad behaviors, you will position yourself to earn more money over time. So let's dive in. Grab your notebook, grab a pen, girl. If you need to, pull over on the side of the road so you can catch these strategies so that you can really earn more money at work. So the number one strategy that I want to invite you to stop doing if you are really serious about earning more money at work in the new year, and that's that you need to stop saying yes to additional work without additional compensation, right? Stop saying yes to additional work without additional compensation. Too often, high achieving professional women, because people recognize they're high achieving, because they recognize that they're hardworking, because they recognize, the impact and the expertise that they have, they will be asked to take on additional projects, additional team members, pick up additional slack for the organization or for the unit without any additional compensation. And this becomes an epidemic in the world of work. high achieving professional women are being exploited. They have one job description, but they're asked to do X, Y, Z, and D additionally without any additional compensation. And if that sounds like you, just throw some hearts up on the screen. Just give me a heart if you're like, yes, Ashley, I can relate. That's me. I'm constantly being asked at work to take on this project and, help this person and onboard this person and do this project and write this manual and sit on this board, do this committee without any additional compensation. And, I think that often, to the employer's, point, sometimes there's a work shortage or a hiring shortage. There's, people leave the organization and they need someone to pick up the slack, or, the team budgets are changing and they need someone to take on additional work, or, you just have a really strong skill set in something and, they see that and they're like, hey, we can ask Tiffany to do this. We can ask Marsha to do this because, they have skill sets in this. And so I understand how we get here, but if you are serious about earning more money at work, you have got to interrupt the constant cycle of doing more and being paid the exact same amount. You've got to interrupt that cycle, right? And let me be clear that occasionally at work, you'll be asked to take on a project or asked to take on an opportunity that you might not be compensated for, but it's a really good professional development opportunity, or it's a really good way for you to flex your skill set and showcase your muscles, to serve as a bridge for you to get to a new department or to, get into a new opportunity. Sometimes and occasionally that happens. But what I see more often happening is that women are taking on more and more responsibilities, more and more direct reports, more and more projects, more and more committees. They're asked to do more and more things, and they're not being offered any more money. And this is a real problem. So if that's something that you're experiencing, know that you're not alone in that. Know that in order for you to earn more money at work, you really do need to interrupt the, hey, can you do this? Hey, can you do that cycle? And let me give you a script. Let me give you some language on how to interrupt your employer just asking you to do more without additional compensation. So it might look like this. So say your boss comes in and they say, hey, I have this really great opportunity for you. We'd love for you to serve on this committee. We'd love for you to take on this initiative. We'd love for you to take on this project. We feel like you have a great skill set in this. We feel like you do great work here. And we really want you to take it on, right? So you might say, thanks so much for that opportunity. I'm so thrilled that you see my expertise in this space and you see that I can add value here. What would you like me to take off my plate so I can prioritize doing this thing, right? What would you like me to take off my plate so that I can prioritize doing this thing? So if you feel overworked and underpaid and you're constantly being asked to do new things, you can ask your supervisor or leader, what can I take off my plate so that I can do this thing, right? That means that we're not doing additional things with no additional compensation. If we are doing additional things, something's coming off our plate. You can also simply ask what the compensation rate is for that, taking on this new project. So if they're like, hey, we really need someone to take on this project, take on this program, take on this initiative. You can say, I'm so thrilled that you see that my expertise would be in line with that. I'm excited to take that on. Can you talk to me about how I'll be compensated for taking on these additional responsibilities? Right? So you can simply point out that you're asking me to do more. What is the compensation rate for doing more? Right? Because what you pay me now is enough money to do what I do now. But if you want me to do more, I would expect that would be compensated at a different or higher rate. And what is the compensation rate for that thing, right? So if we're serious about earning more money in the new year, then we've got to get serious about advocating for ourselves and not taking on additional work without additional compensation, right? That's strategy number one. Strategy number two, one of the things that's getting in the way of you earning more money at work is thinking that you can't earn more money somewhere else, right? It's this idea that I think that people have leaned too far in the grass isn't always greener. And let me know if you've ever heard anybody say that. Just raise your hand if you've ever heard anybody say, the grass ain't always greener on the other side. The grass ain't always greener, right? And so people have said this to the point that it induces fear and anxiety and stress in people. Like, because people keep walking around saying, oh, the grass ain't greener, then people don't even want to go and walk to the window and see the grass on the other side. They're scared to walk to the other side. They're afraid to even consider something else because they've fallen into this lie of the grass ain't always greener. They they block opportunities to grow and develop as professionals, to take their talents to different organizations that pay higher, to try new industries, because there's the fear of the grass ain't always greener. You don't want to look stupid considering another institution or another industry or another, way of doing things. So you just kind of play small and you just say, well, the grass ain't always greener, so I'm just going to stay stuck here. If you're serious about earning more money at work, you need to stop thinking that it's too hard to transition to another industry, to transition to another organization, to transition to another field, right? Or functional area. Right? If you want to stay in your current salary, then you can stay where you're at. But if it is important to you to earn more money, you have to interrupt the mindset that has you thinking that it's going to be too hard to transition industries, to transition functional areas, to transition organizations, right? And too often we stay stuck at a lower salary than our expertise should command because we are too stubborn to move forward, right? Or we know we need to move forward. We've accepted that fact, but we haven't invested in career development and career coaching to help us move from where we are to where we want to be. To earn more money at work, you need a strategy. You need insight. And if you don't have that yourself, then it's a sign that it's time to hire help, right? Right? We can't say, oh, it's important for me to earn more money at work. Oh, it's a priority for me to build wealth in my family. Oh, it's a priority for me to pay down debt, and do nothing concrete toward that goal, right? If you're serious about earning more money, you have to stop thinking that it's too hard to find a higher paying job. Seriously, right? Like I meet so many women who are like, yeah, Ashley, I've been, making $60,000 for the last 6 years. And, I've asked for a raise or promotion and I've not gotten one. And I've looked for jobs, but I've not gotten one. And I just don't know what to do. And I'm like, great. Based on what you shared, you'd be a great fit for my Mentor Me Accelerator program. I'd love to invite you in the program. And they're like, oh, no, I cannot invest in career coaching. And I'm like, you can't afford not to invest. You've been making $60,000 for the last 6 years. You can't afford to stay stuck, right? If you're serious about earning more money at work, then you have to be serious about making an investment that can help you earn more money, right? And just thinking that, oh, it's going to be too hard for me to find a new job. It's going to be too hard for me to switch industries. It's going to be too hard for me to, consider a different functional area. That is an impediment to you earning more money. So I invite you to release that mindset and really lean into getting help in your career so you can move from where you are to where you want to be. Right. So we talked about 2 strategies to earn more money at work and interrupt these behaviors. So behavior number 1 we want to interrupt is stop saying yes to additional work without additional compensation. We need to stop that behavior. We need to interrupt that behavior. Number 2, the thing that we want to stop doing to prepare to earn more money at work is to stop thinking that it's too hard or too late to find a higher paying job. I will tell you that literally at any time in the year, I will have people come and tell me, oh, with everything that's going on in the economy, with everything that's going on in the job market, I just don't know if it's a good time for me to look for a job. The best time for you to look for a new job is always yesterday. Let me repeat that. The best time for you to look for a new job is always yesterday. Right? There is no perfect time in which to look for a job. There is no particular right time in which to look for a job, especially for the people that I serve, right? There are certain job search windows for people, for example, who are like fresh out of, or who are in undergrad, who are in certain industries where, they have hiring, windows specific for, folks who work in specific industries who they're hiring right out of, college or something like that. But I primarily serve professional women who are in their 30s, 40s, and 50s, right? Like if that's you, there is no magical time for which to apply to a job. And so often the logic or the mindset is that, oh, it's too late. I should have done this, I should have done this when. I should have done it this day. I should wait till May. I should wait till October. It's like the best time for you to find a secure new job if your goal is to earn more money is yesterday, right? So the second best time would be today. right? The second best time would be today. So you definitely don't want to pause or wait. So, right, we talked about not saying yes to additional work without additional compensation. We've talked about stopping and interrupting the thought of that it's too hard, it's too late to find a higher paying job. And the last strategy that we want to really lean into, if it's a priority for us to earn more money at work, is to stop being the go-to for everything at work. If you are the go-to for operations, for logistics, for diversity, equity, and inclusion, for programming, for budgeting, for everything, if you are the go-to for work at everything, it's an impediment to you earning more money at work, because that means that they're literally working you like a workhorse, which means that they are saving money by not hiring anyone else, but not paying you anymore. Right? You're like a money-making machine for them. They're like, oh, give it to her, she'll do it. Right? Which impedes you from earning more money because you've already agreed to do 11 things for your current salary. Why would they pay you anymore? And also, why would they hire anyone else to help you? It seems like you've got it all on your own. You have got to interrupt that bad corporate behavior by stop being the go-to for everything. It's okay to say no. It's okay to say I'm at capacity. It's okay to say, what would you like me to take off my plate so that I can take that on? It's okay to say, that seems out of the scope of my primary role, right? It's okay to say those things. And if you work in an environment that feels so oppressive that you can't even advocate for yourself, then that's an additional reason why it's time for you to get mentorship, because you work in an environment that's so repressive and so oppressive that you can't even effectively advocate for yourself and raise your hand and say, hey, this isn't working. Right. And if that's the kind of environment you work in, then that's further sign that you need support and mentorship. Right. And so I want to let you know that, you likely have so much earning potential. The skills, the knowledge, the talent, the expertise, the degrees, the credentials, the certifications that you have already earned, the work that you've already done in 2022 and 2023 has already earned you, the opportunity to earn more money, right? Like you're already so well positioned for that. And so what I really want to offer you and what I really want to invite you to consider is how we can leverage that expertise. How can we leverage what we already know, what we've already done well, the work that we've already done? How can we leverage that to earn more money at work? And how can we do that right away? Right. And so that's what I want to offer you. That's what I want to get you access to. If that sounds like something that you need, if it's a priority for you to earn more money at work and you're looking for more insight and more strategy to do that, if you're like, yes, Ashley, this resonates with me, but I'm not sure how, right? Like, I know I need to earn more money at work. I do these behaviors and I know I need to stop, but I'm struggling with how, then it's time for you to schedule a call with me. I am accepting new mentees right now, and I'm excited to support you in your career development. You can schedule a call with me right on my website at mentor-me.org. That's mentor-me.org. Again, that's mentor-me.org. I'm so excited about the opportunity to serve as your mentor, to help you make more money and have more impact in your career. We want to identify and then stop any behavior that would impede us from financial success in our career development. And this gave you some strategies on what those would be and how to implement them using some targeted scripts and conversations. And of course, as you need more, go ahead and schedule that call so that we can talk more about your career development. Again, you can go right to my website at mentor-me.org. I look forward to supporting you in your career development. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.